Добрий день, everybody! Вітаю всіх на останній лекції вебінарного проєкту How to – як спілкуватись англійською впевнено. Мене звуть Ксенія Луценко, я комунікаційна менеджерка Мінцифри та водночас модераторка цього ефіру. Цей вебінарний проєкт для вас створили національний проєкт «Дія.Цифрова освіта» та онлайн-маркет курсів англійської мови Booyya. Тема нашого ефіру сьогодні – як правильно заповнити профіль у LinkedIn. Про це детальніше розповість Ксенія Луценко, старша викладачка англійської мови в Green Forest, що має 6 років досвіду. Ксеніє, привіт!
Доброго дня!
Як життя загалом?
Я гадаю, що наразі не може бути краще. В мене все супер, дякую за запитання.
Клас! Нашим глядачам нагадаю, що ви можете ставити запитання протягом лекції українською чи англійською в коментарях, і наприкінці нашої зустрічі я їх зачитаю, а Ксенія прокоментує. За найкраще запитання хтось із глядачів зможе отримати брендовані подарунки від Дія.Цифрова освіта та курс англійської мови від Booyya. Тож будьте активними і використайте свій шанс. Наразі нагадую ще раз, що можете вільно слухати вебінар, будь-коли залишати свої запитання, знову ж таки англійською, українською. Feel free to enjoy this lecture.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone, again. I'm really glad to present you today this webinar. And we're going to start by discussing what we're going to talk about today. Well, first of all, our topic is how to set up a LinkedIn page. And we're going to go through a couple of points that I think are really important to talk about. So, first of all, we're going to discuss what LinkedIn is and why it is important to have it these days. At the same time, we're going to go through visually effective tips to make your profile work for you. We will also go through every section, how to fill it in and how to make your profile be visually and in terms of the content effective and working. And we're also going to discuss some mistakes to avoid, not to get trapped. And I also want to pay attention today to keywords, how they work, why they are important for us to have on our LinkedIn page. All right, so let's start. And let's answer the question, what is LinkedIn and why we should join it? Yeah, who should join it, why we should do it? First of all, LinkedIn, this is the world's largest professional network on the internet. And I want to pay your attention, guys, that professional network, these are the keywords of this definition. Well, we have to understand that this is not an ordinary website where we can just share photos or share our videos as on other social media websites. This website was created for professional development, for job search, and some other things to do that I'm gonna mention a bit later. Well, you can use LinkedIn to find the right job or internship. You can also use LinkedIn to connect and strengthen your professional relationships if you have already got them, or to build new professional relationships. And of course, you can learn the skills you need to succeed in your career, since many people share some useful content. All right. Well, who uses LinkedIn? When I was doing a research before this webinar, I was asking my friends, my students, my acquaintances if they use LinkedIn. And the answers were quite interesting for me because not so many people know who actually needs LinkedIn. Well, honestly, I guess everybody who wants to find a new job, who wants to advance their skills, or who wants just to be aware of the latest news connected to their field or sphere they're working in, well, you definitely need LinkedIn. So basically, business owners and companies do use LinkedIn almost every day in order to find new employees. At the same time, students can create LinkedIn profiles to be aware of what positions people need, what candidates, people and companies need right now, so they can acquire some hands-on experience in those companies, or just learn specific things they need to get that job. Also, business owners have their LinkedIn pages in order to keep track of their competitors, in order to find best candidates for the positions that are opened in their companies, or just to be aware of the latest news in their fields. Basically, anyone who is looking to advance their career. And according to the statistics from 2021, there are 740 million people using LinkedIn in more than 200 countries. Well, these days, the number might be even bigger, just because many people are in a job acquisition process these days. Well, if I don't search for a new job, should I create a LinkedIn profile? Definitely yes. And that's because, here's the statistics, 54% of senior executives or people who are real experts in different fields share work-related videos or content with colleagues at least weekly, which means that it's very important to follow them and to keep track of what they're posting in order to boost your boost your skills, in order to become a better professional and a real expert in your field. So if you're just a student and you feel like you are not ready for working for a company yet, but you want to find a great position and great job in the future, well, you're welcome to create a LinkedIn profile, join this professional website, and follow people who you might be working with in the future. Why not? Well, for now, we are moving to some LinkedIn basics. So when you want to create a LinkedIn profile, because you definitely understand that this is the need for you, you need to be aware of a couple of things that are important to be filled in. First of all, this is how your LinkedIn profile looks if you have already created it. You have a profile photo, and we're going to discuss how to make your profile photo both effective and professional. You have a background banner that is located below the profile photo. You have your name, a headline, which is located under the name, and a couple of sections that need to be filled in, like background, experience, education, some skills, recommendations given by other people, skills and endorsements, also company you're working for right now, and position you are searching for. Well, this is how profile looks. And now let's discuss and let's go through some basic things that everybody forgets to add, but it's necessary to do before you even start filling in your profile. Well, don't forget to fill in your email address and a phone number, since possible recruiters might be unable to contact you. You might create a perfect profile, both visually and effective, and the contact should be great. But recruiters cannot find where to text you. So it's really important to add your email address and the phone number, and current demographic information, or the place where you're currently living. Many people relocate these days. Many people are refugees. So it's necessary to mention where you're living, where you're currently staying, so people know if you are able to work offline. Also, it's a great idea to write down your current employment status, but try to be really careful with that. Don't add it to the headline. I'm going to discuss and I'm going to tell you where it is a great idea to add your current employment status. And also mention that you're open to new opportunities. Also pay attention that it's not necessary to do it in your headline, which is under your name. There are other sections for that, and we're gonna go through what you need. Okay, so if we move to creating a visually effective profile part of our webinar, we should remember that everything that looks professional is already effective, though we might not understand the word professional well. That's why today we're gonna start by discussing, or by going through the effectiveness of visual content on your LinkedIn profile. First of all, your LinkedIn profile, this is the first interview which you don't even know you've had. When a recruiter visits your LinkedIn profile, they can make their impression about you in just a couple of seconds. Your photo, your background, banner, your headline, your name, and how well and how much time you spent on your LinkedIn profile and how well you filled in every section. So sometimes when they invite you to a job interview, you should understand that they have already learned the biggest part of information about you. At the same time, effective LinkedIn profile is your selling point. So it sells you before company gives you an offer. So they already know that you're a great expert. They already know how many people you know from that particular field. They already know how many customers enjoyed your service or worked with you. So basically you don't need to do and to sell yourself while a job interview. And of course, LinkedIn is a great search engine for both recruiters and job seekers. So you need to be aware of a couple of details that gonna make your search for jobs easier, and recruiters will find you faster on that big website. So first of all, let's start with a couple of hints that I recommend you to use when you set up your profile. Please add a recent photo that doesn't include any other people. That's important to understand that only you should be in that photo. It's a great idea to delete the background so it's just white or of any other color that doesn't attract too much attention. There shouldn't be any naked parts of your body or any animals and friends. That should be only you. Also, pay attention to a background banner. You can create it in Canva or any other visual editor. And background banner is designed to show how well or how cool you are, how great expert you are, how well you can communicate with other people or establish rapport with your customers. So basically, background banner can be as creative as possible, though it should be professional. If I were a speaker, and I wanted to show how cool I am, I would put photos of me on different conferences or lectures that I gave to show how many people were listening to my lectures or how many people were involved or how cool I look, giving a lecture. So that's why we need a professional background banner. And a really important thing is an effective headline. A headline, this is a line or two, which is under your name. And now we're going to take a look at how to create this effective headline and how to avoid mistakes we all make. So, to make your headline work, you should always use some keywords. What are keywords in terms of LinkedIn and effective headline? Keywords are the words used to describe particular skills or types of projects in your field you are engaged in or you were working with. So to identify why keywords are so important, just a couple of facts. First of all, keywords will make a profile appear higher in searches. If I were a recruiter, I would type, let's say, project manager. I wouldn't type coding ninja or like project management ninja. That doesn't work like that. And if I have this keyword in my profile, being a job seeker, my profile will appear on the top of that search, which is great for me. So I'm going to be first to be shown to my recruiter. And also, if recruiters use some tracking systems, instead of searching for job seekers manually, having keywords in your headline will definitely help tracking systems spot you faster. And as a result, the recruiter is going to contact you faster. How to find the necessary words for your headline? What to use? How should you know that this particular keyword is the key, to effective profile? Well, first of all, a couple of tips that I personally used for my LinkedIn profile. Look on LinkedIn for positions that you would like to take and check what they have in their headlines, like project manager, nurse, personal assistant. These are the keywords that people put on that vacancy that can help you to appear on their search. Also, look for ads by recruiters and check what exactly they're looking for. I would put myself in their shoes and think which words that they might use to search me, to find me on LinkedIn. I'm an ESL English teacher, so I will definitely put ESL, English teacher, and I would definitely specify my qualification. I have CELTA qualification, so that means that I would put it on my headline as well, because it can be measured. So, for example, you have a degree in computer science, and you might optimize your profile by using keywords related to computers, like programming, software, coding, or anything that is specific for your field. If you have a degree in nursing, you might focus on medical, healthcare, patient care, or any other specializations you have in your particular field. So every word that relates to your skills or your field can be a keyword. Take a look at some examples. On the left, you have correct examples, though not perfect. I would still change them a bit, and I'm going to show you how I might do it. Well, Scrum Master or Project Manager PMP. We mention which position we are taking these days, our current position. And at the same time, we add some keywords to our profile so recruiters can easily find us. Incorrect examples are Coding Ninja, Marketing Samurai, or Developer Unicorn. Well, nobody searches for people like that. Even though your IT company might be really modern and progressive and they create some cool team builders, they wouldn't search for you, look for you by adding Marketing Samurai on their search. So how to, let's take a look at good examples that I would definitely recommend you to use. I came up with a strategy or formula that you can use if you are a job seeker and an entrepreneur. Starting with a job seeker, it's a great idea to include in your headline your specialty in keywords, which are basically skills, and achievements or something that can be measured. For example, sales manager, specialty in keywords, designing and implementing strategic sales, skills, driving 40% sales growth, achievement that can be measured in percent. Perfect example, short, you keep it short and sharp, though you use keywords, you include everything people should know about you as an expert, you're designing and implementing strategic sales, and they already see, we call LinkedIn a sales point. They already see that you can drive sales growth up to 40%. Why can't we mention it? We have to sell ourselves from the very first line on our LinkedIn page. Or if you are an entrepreneur, it might be a bit more difficult to create a catchy headline, but I'd recommend you to focus on unique offers that you provide your customers with. For example, I help people to become more productive and focused in achieving their goals. Why want to know more? Well, a call for action is also a great tool you can use. Include a question in the end of your headline to make this headline work. So people are become really interested in contacting you, texting you, and communicating with you to get some extra details about your service, about your job, whatever you offer. Well, we're done with effective visual things to make on your LinkedIn profile to make it work. But honestly, other tips and tricks that we are going to go through right now are also connected both to effectiveness and visual attractiveness of your profile. So I can't differentiate it like that. Here visually effective profile and here just tips and tricks. It all works in combination. So let's move on to tips and tricks. Well, first of all, you need to change or create your summary, and it should be different from all other summaries on LinkedIn to stand out and show your true colors. By true colors, I mean both your professionalism and your personality. It's a good idea to include your personality features or traits on summary, though it shouldn't be the biggest part of your summary. So, to create a catchy summary, you should become a storyteller. But be careful, please don't use words like once upon a time or something like that, like buzzwords, yeah, because they're not gonna sell you well. Yeah, you just need to imagine that you are telling your experience as on a job interview, or you're telling about yourself as on a job interview, and make it a logical story. It should also be visually structured, so divide your summary into paragraphs, short, though full of necessary information for people to understand who you really are. Also, it's a great idea to use as many keywords as possible, since it's going to help your profile appear on the search faster and higher. Don't forget that you are also able to add some visuals like pictures, videos, links to articles that you wrote, or where you were mentioned, or where you were referred, so people see that you are a cool expert, a well-known guy or lady in that sphere. And it's also totally fine to make appropriate jokes to show that you have a good sense of humor and show your true colors, so what person you are. Well, what should definitely be on summary? So every good summary includes your years of experience in your current field, and that's okay to mention it. Also, a list of most relevant skills. Here, the key word is relevant. If you want to find a job of an English teacher, please don't include skills that don't refer to that particular field. Also, pay attention that I'd recommend you to add hard skills rather than soft skills, because soft skills are not that important on that particular stage of your LinkedIn profile. Also, it's a great idea to mention tools you've used, programming frameworks. These words are also going to be working as keywords. And it's okay at this point to mention your current job title. Don't do it on your headline. Yeah, in your headline, please move it to the summary. Here, since this is our selling point and we want to show how great you are, we can show what you've excelled at and any relevant accomplishments, certificates, diplomas, but without any years, just like certification. If I were to fill in my summary, I would definitely add my CELTA certificate, though I wouldn't specify where, when, and how I was getting it. Yeah, it's also okay to show what you're passionate about, since we want to show your personality as well, and what kind of role you're looking for, if you're openly for a new job, of course. If not, well, that's not necessary to include. Please don't make your summary too short. One sentence won't work. And if recruiter sees that, well, you haven't spent enough time on filling in the everything you need to fill in your LinkedIn profile, well, of course, you're gonna appear not as a candidate they want to have on their company. Also, don't make it too long. We value other people's time, so we don't want them to spend their entire life reading, and we don't want them to read about our entire life. Yeah, make it a storytelling doesn't mean make it boring and long read. And please don't copy paste generic summary you've seen somewhere, yeah, with using some buzzwords. It's also not going to work, because our main goal in our summary is to stand out, not to fit in. We need to show how different we are, yeah, how different we are different from our competitors, yeah, from other job seekers or from other companies, rather than show that we are just as everybody else. So let's take a look at a good example of a summary. Yeah, too many words. So let's actually move to examples. I'm gonna read it for you if it's too small, so you can and I'm gonna comment on it a bit. I'm a level 2 customer service representative, current position, with 5 years of experience in the field, mentioning the field we're working in, including chat, email, and phone tech support. Some responsibilities that we had without specifications. I've worked with plenty of CRM systems, most familiar with Drift and Intercom. Also, we mentioned some tools that we were using so people know what we can easily use. I've handled up to 200 different customer calls per day, and I've been named Employee of the Month twice. Achievement or something that we excelled at that can be measured. 200 different customer calls, exact number, and Employee of the Month achievement related to that particular sphere. One for being fastest and most efficient with resolving tickets, and second time due to having the highest customer rating. We gave some extra specifications. And also add a bit to our personality traits. Yeah, fastest and most efficient with resolving tickets, which means that we are responsible, that we are hardworking, we are punctual. Yeah, and second time due to having the highest customer rating, which means that we are communicative people. Yeah, so here we include both our achievement and our personality traits. So we show our true colors. Well, perfect example. And here they were used a couple of keywords, but I can also, I want to also show you another way of organizing your summary, which is a bit worse. I wouldn't write it like that, but here, this summary is a great example of usage of keywords. 5 years of experience in online marketing. Online marketing, this is the keyword that's gonna appear. Good. Social media marketing experience, social media marketing, keyword with good knowledge of Facebook advertising, Facebook advertising, keyword, BA in marketing or business administration or related field, key phrase is again, experience managing monthly yet 20,000 monthly advertising budget on Facebook. Exactly. Also exact measured achievement, given in numbers, and a keyword. Also, well, not really perfect in terms of visual way of writing, but really effective in terms of selling this person, digital marketing manager. Okay. Well, summary is good. We have already created it, so it's effective enough. We're moving to experience section. And here many people struggle, what to put. Should I put every position I've taken before? Should I, describe all my responsibilities? First person, third person, no person at all. So many questions, no answers. Today, I'm going to answer the biggest part of your questions, so you feel free and you feel comfortable filling in your experience section. Well, it's a great idea to present the information from your curriculum vitae or resume, but just in a bit different way. I created an algorithm how you can do it without spending too much time on that, but making it efficient. Well, copy experience section from your resume, totally fine. Then split it into sections by position you held. And here a trick that I want to share with you. The most important position that you feel like was the top of your career should be put on the top, even though it might be breaking the timeline of positions you held. It's okay, no problems. Just mention which years you took these positions. Then you need to rewrite the sections, remove the bullet points and select main achievements, so you don't mention every single responsibility you have, or you don't mention, every single detail of what you were doing at work, but you still inform, your future employer what you were doing. And please edit the text so it's written in first person, including keywords in your sphere. Here, keywords can also work for you and make your profile appear earlier on the search. Okay. Moving to a good example. Well, here the person mentions their highest position, and it is okay, like in this case, according to the timeline, but it can be changed. It's fine if it's not like this for you. Also, the person added some links, visuals, like what he was actually doing at that position, and added some links that people can follow to prove that he was actually co-founder and chief communications officer in that particular company. Great example, short, simple, everything is included, the position, full-time or part-time, year and month, place where this company was located, and some visuals. Perfect experience section. Moving on. Also, many people ask if we have to include our education. Of course we do. And make sure you have all schools you studied at on the list. Well, why is it important, even though it might be not related to that particular field that you want to work in? Well, first of all, if the recruiter sees that you were studying in a couple of different schools and they were, for example, in different countries, that means that you are okay with getting new experience, you're a fast learner, and you are open to enhance your knowledge. So here, education section is not about how great, like how high your grades were or which degree you have. Bachelor's, master's. It is about this too, but not exactly. Here it's more about showing your future employer that you are able to learn, you understand the necessity of education, and you actually take steps in order to enhance your knowledge and improve your skills. So if we speak about education, make sure your description is at least 40 words. And here is a logical explanation for that. This makes it more likely to show up in searches, since this description is short and sharp. It can be seen on the profile. Also, add specialties using keywords. Don't use marketing ninja and so on. It doesn't work. You just use the real names of specialties or faculties you were studying in, so people can actually identify your education if it's important for their company. And please mention every corporate training, certification earned, or any training you got, so you show that you are well-developed, well-educated person in different spheres. If you need to work with people, and you're an English teacher, first of all, you need to show your English certification, major at university, certificates gained abroad, some exchange experience or some experience living outside your country, abroad, communicating with native speakers, for example. And at the same time, I would definitely add some certifications gained at company I'm working for, at Green Forest. So perfect combination of education. All right. Moving to skill section. Well, with skill section, it's a bit tricky too. Well, actually, every section can be tricky, and every section can, we can make mistakes in every section. So if we speak about skills, LinkedIn gives us a chance to add up to 50 skills. And sometimes people think that, if I have 50 skills to add, I need to fill it in completely, fully. Well, that's true if you have 50 hard skills. Here, the preference should be given to hard skills rather than to soft skills, because sometimes employers looking at your skills and seeing just like communicative, talkative, hardworking, and many other soft skills, they have hard times finding hard skills, like which software you use, which tools you use, like what exactly which hands-on experience you have, in terms of skills. So it's better to start by adding hard skills and include some soft skills somewhere in the middle. But you don't have to add all 50 skills. It's not necessary. If you can come up with just 10, fine, no problem. But they should be relevant and they should be valuable for that particular position. Also, it's a great idea to ask people to prove that you have these skills. LinkedIn has a different word for that. It's called endorsements. So basically what endorsement is, when you post a skill of teaching English, that's my example, and my students visit my LinkedIn profile and they have been my students before, they will definitely endorse it and say, yes, Ksusha can teach English. She's a teacher. She's not a dog's trainer. And that's gonna make other people or other recruiters, who visit my LinkedIn profile understand, this skill is proved. It means that she has already taught like certain number, she has already done that. So endorsements are really important. That's why we need to build connections on LinkedIn. We need to become friends or follow our colleagues, our acquaintances, to make them endorse our skills, so possible recruiters or employers can see that we are real experts and we haven't created it we haven't made it up. So don't be shy to ask for endorsements, and I do it by myself. I also, every time I follow my former student, I ask if he or she could endorse my skill, so they really know. All right, moving on. Moving to recommendations. It's a bit different than endorsements. So an endorsement is just like clicking the button. Let's say, I know that you can do it. With recommendations, it's a bit more complicated. Basically, recommendation, this is feedback given by your former or current customers or clients. Well, first of all, the main rule, don't be shy to ask for feedback and include it to your profile. Sometimes people don't give recommendations on LinkedIn or any other websites just because they don't know what to write. They have no idea how you want them to organize their thoughts. Do you want them to make it long? Do you want them to say Ksusha is great teacher, tada, perfect? They just don't know how to put it in words. So I came up with a couple of tips for you how to make it work and how to make it easier for people to give recommendations. Well, it's a great idea just to give people a list of questions to answer. What did you like about our cooperation? How fast you achieved your success or your goal? Which tools you liked the most? Which tools I use you liked the most during our cooperation, and so on. And people answering these questions, people feel much more comfortable. They know what they should what they should talk about. Also, proofread the comment, or feedback you got, and it's okay to ask people for changes. You might feel like this is something illegal, but trust me, this is your profile, and you want to represent yourself as good as possible. So sometimes people just don't know about all qualifications you have or all methods and approaches you use that are very important for you to be mentioned, on your profile. So please ask them, could you please mention that I use online sources? Or could you please mention in your feedback that we work according to communicative approach, which makes it easier for people to learn English if I were asking for feedback. So just give some ideas, some directions for people, and they will definitely give recommendations you're gonna enjoy. And never give recommendations if you don't want. And this is, a different side piece of advice. If somebody, an expert that asked me for a recommendation, I didn't enjoy cooperation, for cooperation with that person, I wouldn't give feedback on that service. I would politely, refuse, explaining why, honestly, or sometimes it might be hard for people to hear the truth. So I might, find another reason, but I wouldn't give recommendation just because I don't want other people to be mistaken, to feel confused after getting the service that they weren't satisfied with. So we have to be very careful about that. And we are moving finally to the last part of our webinar, which is also very important. Basically, these mistakes are always made by us just because we're not aware of them. And now I'm gonna repeat many things I have already mentioned, but I just want us to make sure we understand why we shouldn't make these mistakes. So let's take a look on that list. Well, please don't think that no photo is better than a bad photo. Well, it's a great idea to have a professional photo, without the background, pets, and naked parts of our body, but it's better to put on your LinkedIn profile at least something rather than nothing. So please don't make a mistake of putting no photos or badly cropped photo, like you can see something that people don't want to see. So pay attention to your photo, and you can also use some editing websites to delete background from your photo. In the link in the description of this webinar, I gave you a website, a video where the person teaches you how to make your photo look professional. Also, don't write a poor headline. So by poor, I mean too short or not informative, or something that doesn't describe you, your skills, achievements, and the field you're working in. Also, please don't write a boring copy-pasted summary. Like, it sometimes takes too much time to create a great summary. So it's better, to take a couple of days and spend enough time on creating your summary, since this is the thing that presents you in the very beginning after the headline, and the photo. So it's better to write it in a couple of days, proofread, reread, and make sure it represents you well, both as an expert and as a person. Don't make a mistake of putting a career history which is different from your resume. Make sure it's the same information, it's the same story of positions you held before. And just follow my algorithm of copying basic information about your experience, adapting it a bit, rewriting it a bit, but using, the same thing that you had on your CV. Also, don't list all tasks and duties you had without accomplishments you gained. So it's better to present what you've gained at that working place, what accomplishment and achievements you had, rather than giving a list of 1,000 duties that can't be actually checked or measured. If you were supposed to work with documents, what is the measure? How many, folders a day you could process? This information is going to be more useful for your recruiter rather than just like paperwork. Nothing for me, like it tells me nothing. Also, no recommendations or endorsements on your skills. So spend also some time on collecting recommendations from your former or current clients, and ask people for endorsements to prove that you definitely have these skills. And of course, if you have no skills, well, there are going to be no endorsements. And a very important thing to mention is template language. Highly motivated person, extremely hardworking employee, absolutely creative, and blah, blah, blah. Well, these are not keywords that are going to sell you. This is template language or buzzwords that will definitely show that you didn't spend much time on thinking through and making your summary, headline, or experience section stand out from the crowd of others job seekers. So use the language you would naturally use having a job interview. Use the language with a bit of humor that matches you. Show that you're a witty person rather than an extremely professional template person. It's not about that. LinkedIn is a website that can represent you fully if you use, all the tools correctly. So basically, I just really like this, the version of this logo, just don't do it. And at this point, I feel like we gone through everything I wanted you to know before you start or adapt your LinkedIn profile. And at this point, I'm ready for your questions. I see that there are a lot of questions appeared. And if I don't answer any of your questions, during this webinar, you can find me on Instagram and basically ask me extra questions. Well, we are done. Ми закінчили, тому я готова до питань.
Чудово! А я рада повернутися в нашу кімнату. З запитаннями, їх дійсно багато, спробуємо зачитати по максимуму. Отже, я активно використовую LinkedIn Learning для розвитку. Мене цікавить, чи варто додавати абсолютно всі сертифікати завершених курсів в процесі навчання у вибраному Learning Path, чи все-таки варто додати у свій профіль один, але найважливіший?
Супер питання. Іноді, коли ми заходимо на профайл і бачимо, що надто багато сертифікатів, може скластися враження, що людина просто не обирає, а йде на всі тренінги, що пропонуються. Але тут маємо зрозуміти фокус. Якщо людина хоче знайти у пошуку вакансій на якусь визначену роботу, і ті сертифікати, які вона додає, добре показують, що вона розбирається вже в цій сфері і підтримують той експірієнс, який вона на своєму LinkedIn профайлі показує. І я рекомендую виставляти все, що маєте, те, що релевантне до тієї посади, на яку ви претендуєте. Звичайно, якщо я викладач англійської, хочу знайти роботу викладачем англійської, але проходжу курси по маркетингу, условно, так, то я не буду на даний момент, коли я у пошуку роботи, виставляти цей сертифікат, тому що це буде такий шум створювати на моїй LinkedIn профайлі. Тому обирайте фокус та виставляйте те, що підтримує вас як шукача роботи в цій сфері.
Дякую. If I don't want to add all my contact information for security reasons.
You can create a separated email, which is going to be only for LinkedIn profile, and reply to all the messages you get only on that email. So it's okay. You don't have to add every single information, like every single bit of information. You can just add your email, and that would be great to add a phone number. If you don't want to share it, email gonna be enough.
Okay, and we have clarification about how to find some specialists in LinkedIn. Could you please share your screen with LinkedIn and show how are you searching for project manager as HR? Я думаю, що ми можемо не виводити екран, а просто пояснити, в який рядочок вводити.
Добре. As HR, should I answer in English, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, I'm not an HR manager. That's the problem. I have never been searching for people on LinkedIn as an HR manager. But the thing that I heard from colleagues who were doing that, the thing that they do, they just enter in search line keywords like project manager, for example, or another way to find a person as for an HR, if you follow some experts in your particular field and they have some connections, you might go to that section of your LinkedIn and find people on that section and see if they are in a job search. Yeah, but honestly, I have never been searching for people on LinkedIn as an HR manager. So I just give some basic recommendations, general recommendations, yeah.
Thanks. Is it important to pass LinkedIn professional courses? Does employer pay attention to it?
Well, as far as I know, employers do pay attention if they decided to search for a candidate on LinkedIn. It's not necessary, and it's not something that's gonna be, like a problem for you during a job interview if you don't have this certificate, yeah, like professional course certificate, yeah. But it might be a great advantage, especially if your employer is searching for you as for the candidate on LinkedIn.
Many thanks. Цікавить, чи повинен профіль відображати весь життєвий шлях освіти, чи краще його підігнати під потрібну вакансію?
Це супер питання, знову ж таки, тому що, як я вже казала, наш headline, так, наш заголовок та наш summary, він не має розповідати про нас у всіх аспектах нашого життя. Тут я викладач, тут я блогер, тут я ще хтось. Якщо ми націлені на пошук якоїсь вакансії, то ми маємо, як ви сказали, виразилися, підганяти наш профайл, але це не означає, що ми маємо видаляти все те, що ми мали перед цим, наприклад, школу, так, середню освітню школу. Ні, ми, звичайно, це залишаємо, але ми не транслюємо весь життєвий шлях або весь експірієнс наш, якщо він не дуже підходить під ту вакансію, яку ми шукаємо. Ми можемо просто її видалити на певний період.
Дякую. Так, what if I don't have experience in current field yet?
That's a really good question, because I forgot to go through that during my presentation. It's still very important to create a LinkedIn profile and to make connections with experts in that field that you're gonna be working in, or you wanna work in. And when you don't have any experience in current field, it's okay to put it on your summary, to say it, but also add that you are a fast learner and you are really interested in getting this experience in companies that provide internships, or in companies that provide some training, before they want, before they're gonna hire you. And also you could mention a couple of things that you had before that might be relevant. Like, for example, when I was hired to Green Forest, the company I'm working for right now, I didn't have any teaching experience, but I have an experience of being an exchange student abroad, and I had experience working as a team leader in a couple of teenager camps, which was very close, to being a leader in the classroom. So that experience helped me to get those, to get that position.
Next one. How to sell myself in LinkedIn if I don't want my colleagues know that I'm going to change the job?
Well, that's a tricky question. That's a great idea. Well, if you don't want to share your current job search condition, it's okay. You might just create an effective LinkedIn profile without mentioning that you are in a job search. And well, usually people keep contacting great experts, just to see if they're in a job search. You might put that you are in that company, you're still working in that company, but it doesn't mean that you want to change a job, So people might still contact you if you use keywords, if you appear on their search in LinkedIn on the top, so they see that you are a great professional in that particular field, and they might contact you. But it's better not to hide it that much, since the percentage of you being chosen and being shown on the search if you are in an open job search is much higher.
Is it good idea to specify approximate salary rate which you expect to get in the summary description block on LinkedIn?
I wouldn't do that. Well, a description or summary block isn't designed for your expectations about the company. Companies can be different, positions can be different. It can be full-time job, part-time job. How are you going to specify it? I wouldn't put it on the summary, but if you have some expectations, you might discuss them during your job interview or in messaging with a recruiter, but it's not a great idea to put it on your summary, since your summary is designed to present you, not your expectations about the future company.
Thanks. How often people in LinkedIn post in their feed what to post in general?
If you follow some cool experts in different fields, they do post professional related content quite often, like once a week. For me, I suppose it's quite often. Well, I am not a person who is really active on LinkedIn like every week. That's why I post or I repost something as almost like once in 2 weeks, just to show that my LinkedIn page is still active. I'm not in a job search for now, and I have no power right now to share all experience I have in my field, but I'm really interested in following other people. I sometimes agree or disagree with their opinion. So it's more about how systematically you do it rather than how often you do it, especially if you are not in a job search for now, or you're not, top one expert in that field for now. It's just temporary.
Thank you very much. Next one. If I'm a switcher, I'm going to change my current direction from sales to IT. What tips can you give me in this case to improve my LinkedIn? Because I don't have relevant experience yet, only education.
Well, I guess many people in like these days, they're in the same situation as you are. So the thing that I would recommend here is to find some, we call them transferable skills, so skills that can be used in both IT and sales, sphere, and present them in a way that could sell you better. So I would definitely create a summary where I would mention, that I have experience, just like with 1 or 2 sentences in marketing or sales, but I am searching for, and then specify what you want, but not like a Google search, you would say, like IT specialist, this company, just in general, and also specify that I don't have relevant experience in IT sphere yet, but I have some skills or transferable skills that can come in handy in a new sphere. Like, try to include some hard skills rather than soft skills. We're all communicative, all hardworking and punctual. Try to be more specific about hard skills that can be used in a new sphere.
Do you mean that keywords in the summary are any words that are frequently searched, or should we mark them somehow, like hashtag or etc.?
Yeah, it's not necessary to mark them with a hashtag. LinkedIn search works without hashtags. They just see it and see them, and you appear on the search. These are not every word related to your particular field. Usually these are words that identify your speciality, like what's the job, what's the position, your skills, like for example, I'm skillful in Facebook advertising. So creating Facebook advertising, that would be a skill / keyword for your particular field. Also, if I were to create my summary or my keywords, I would write ESL, English teaching adults. So these are going to be keywords / my skills. And they will definitely work for me and show my LinkedIn profile on the top.
Чи можна бачити, хто проглядав профіль? Бо наша сторінка – це портфоліо, інформація про бренд, і, власне, було б цікаво знати, хто заходив. Уявляю, оновили портфоліо, резюме, вжух, і до вас зайшов Ілон Маск або Безос.
Я вам цього бажаю, Альона, щоб до вас зайшов Ілон Маск. Так, є т'юторіали на Ютубі, ви можете загуглити та подивитися, можна переглядати, хто до вас заходив та хто цікавився вашим профайлом. На жаль, якщо я зараз буду розповідати без візуальної підтримки, це буде важко, але так, це можна зробити, лише треба загуглити, подивитися на Ютубі відео, де можна це знайти.
Так, у нас вже починає просто горіти таймінг, тому ми беремо ще буквально 2 запитання і далі переходимо до того, щоб вибрати найкращі з них. Чи можна у вигляді посту розмістити відформатовану в гарному вигляді свою власну статтю? І чи будемо ми в пошуку Google? Також, чи наша стаття по ключових словах буде знаходитись в LinkedIn?
Я точно впевнена, що можна розташувати лінк, посилання на вашу статтю у Experience section або у Summary section. Наша стаття... Це гарне питання. Я не впевнена, чи буде ваша стаття у пошуку Google відображатися, але ви можете спробувати. Я, на жаль, таких деталей не знаю, але я впевнена, що хтось до вас вже цим цікавився, і ви можете знайти відповідь також у Google. Але те, що можна прикріпити посилання на вашу статтю, це 100%.
Ну і трохи про жарти. Ще ви говорили, що можна писати appropriate jokes. Чи можна навести приклади таких жартів, щоб приблизно розуміти межу?
Добре, можу. Це не жарт з LinkedIn, але коли я вітаю своїх студентів на першому занятті, я завжди себе презентую, 2-3 речення про себе, і я завжди показую їм фотографію свою з одного з розмовних клубів, де я для того, щоб трошки розслабити студентів, станцювала. І в цей момент наш адміністратор мене сфотографував. І коли я презентую себе, я кажу, що I'm a little bit strict as a teacher, я трошки строга як викладач, потім показую фотографії, кажу just kidding, лише жартую. Тому це appropriate, це не те, що ображує когось, або якісь моменти, які ми в жодному разі не хочемо, про що ми не хочемо розповідати на нашому LinkedIn, так? Але це добре вас описує, це показує, що ви можете жартувати так, щоб не ображати інших. І це таке, як я називаю, лайтовий жарт, він легко заходить і всі посміхаються. Щось на кшталт такого.
Добре, я бачу, що ще є одне запитання від учасниці нашого вебінару, яка раніше їх не залишала, тому я би хотіла підсвітити його теж, щоб їй було приємно. Отже, I start to learn Spanish, but I'm on the beginning. Is it correct to show it?
Sure. Yes, you have, if it's relevant somehow to your future position, if you're a candidate, well, of course. First of all, it shows that if you finally get to the level of language you want get, it means that you're a very determined person without in words. Also, it means that you continue learning something which is not, closely related to your field. It means that you want to enhance your knowledge in different fields to be a great expert and to get extra tool, if this is a tool, for your position. Like if you are an IT specialist and you know English, Spanish, and other languages, this is going to definitely be an advantage for you.
Superb. Хочу замість такого summary зачитати реальний відгук нашого глядача, вірніше глядачки. Щиро дякую за витрачений час, дуже корисно та на часі, актуально для адаптації в нових реаліях. Вся інформація зрозуміла та легка до сприйняття. Дякую. Дякуємо і вам, Марино. Дякую, Ксенія. Нумо вибирати найкраще запитання.
Мені сподобалося запитання про Ілона Маска, тому мені воно було і інформативне, і з appropriate joke, тому я вважаю, що супер питання.
Круто. Я майже його знайшла, але ми точно його не загубимо. Прошу авторку чи автора цього запитання написати в особисті повідомлення до сторінки Дія.Цифрова освіта. Ми вам відповімо і домовимося, як ми вам відправимо подаруночки і, власне, промокод на навчання. Ще раз дуже вдячна всім, хто завітав сьогодні на нашу лекцію. Це було справді дуже глибоко, захопливо, цікаво і вивело на новий рівень. Я зайшла на свою сторінку в LinkedIn, подумала, що теж її пора вже трохи оновити. Нагадаю нашим глядачам, що з вами сьогодні були Ксенія Луценко та Килина Бішер. Це був фінальний ефір вебінарного курсу How to – як спілкуватись англійською впевнено. Його для вас створили національний проєкт Дія.Цифрова освіта та онлайн-маркет курсів англійської мови Booyya. До речі, подивитися цю лекцію та інші можна буде також у записі на Фейсбук-сторінці та Ютуб-каналі Дія.Цифрова освіта. Якщо вам сподобався цей проект, будь ласка, залишайте ваші відгуки, пишіть нам в особисті, ми тоді будемо більше робити схожих проєктів і будемо зростати в нашій англійській разом. Вчимося та підкорюємо нові вершини. Слава Україні!